Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the tangle Binfen from CZT Lin Wan-yi, and I hope I pronounced that right, or at least close. I shoot for close. All right, this is a neat tangle. I do struggle with the random a lot of times, but it's this is an easier random one in my opinion than some of the other ones, because we're going to start off with just putting some lines wherever you want them. If you take a look at the For More Inspiration link and look at Lynn's step outs and the samples, more importantly, so you could structure this however you want. She kind of has it with an opening here in the center. I'm aiming for that, but I'm also putting some ones that are just in a different angle just because. All right, so scatter a few first, and then we're going to put seed shapes essentially around them. So that is, curve line on one side, curve line on the other side. And she also shares a variation where you could, if you want to put more than that, you can. I like to do this, well, actually my brain went to print out, which this is essentially what I do. I'll start with, I'll put, one in the center or one, and then scatter some about and then come back and fill in. And that's essentially what we're going to do here. And this, if you want to have it in a particular shape or just to have it like a fill in, I love it. I think I like the simpler like this at first, because there's some other ones that I just have to work. This is just me. I have to work at a bit more. These are awful small, aren't they? All right, let's come back and we'll put some bigger ones in. Yeah, where it's like a whole, more of a pattern, than this. Anyway, I do struggle with the random. Well, let's put one this way. And, when you're filling in, you don't have to put, you can go either way. You can put just the lines in. And I kind of like that at first, because then we're not thinking. We're just putting lines in. And we're not worrying about anything. But here where you're filling in, maybe, you could do it like I'm doing it, where it's just, I'm doing the whole thing just because. Well, let's put one this way. And I didn't notice. No, let me look again. Oh, no, she did. So if you get one that's too close to another one, okay, let's, well, see, that one might just fit in. Let's just put a big one right here. Oh, no, I got it to fit. Never, well, here, maybe a little bit. So you could hollow out underneath things if you need to, too. That is generally an option. I've seen some tangles. Oh, let's do one right here. There we go. Some nice hollow bow action. Yeah. But tangles like this, that it's, not so complicated, I find it a lot easier to practice the being random and putting things all willy-nilly all over the place. And not worrying about it. And then you just keep going until you feel like you're done. Okay, these are all too nicely organized over here, aren't they? Mm-hmm. Fix that. Oh, here, we could do one in here too. Well, okay, try to get one off on a, there we go. And, you know, if you too struggle with random things, even like this, feel free to let me know in the chat. It's nice to know I'm not alone. But yeah, and it's just, I think ones like this are just fun to play with and practice. Oh, let's do a real nice halaba one like that. And like I said, however you want it to be is what it'll be. And I think I almost like these seed shapes. I did do a little sample of the variation, adding the others, but I kind of like this. I don't know. Maybe it just depends on the mood. Well, let's see it like that. And then as I finish, you know, who knows? Maybe I'll add some more. All right. Now, one thing that she shows in here is filling in some of the little gaps. And of course, leaving, you know, up to you how you want to do it. I'm going to start with just rounding. Okay, now if I was being really smart, and I'm going to do it right now so that I can say I'm being really smart. Moving from the 01 to the 005 to do some of that. Keeping the other one handy so if I want to fill in some more. And you could just do like this. So I'm just kind of filling in ones that are touching, sort of. Like this. And then you can just kind of go from there. It's like to me, it's like baby steps. When this, it could fill in this whole little area. And again, it's up to you. However you might want to do this. Sometimes it's nice just the ones that are close together. That's my thought right now for this. And I think that's what I did. Yeah, I did that on my sample. So I didn't, you know, we don't have to fill in the whole thing dark at all. You know, and then ones like this that are more open, you don't have to. But you can if you wish. So for instance, I'm just going to do here. You know, I can come up with that seed shape there just as far as I want. I'm going to switch back. Fill that in. Like that, you know, and you can see how it pops a little bit more. And, you know, who knows, maybe you want to add something else, you know, another one in here. See, like this. Well, in this, I'm going to fill it all the way. Let's go a little ways. Oh, and here's a thought. You could, I've done this before, it's been a while, and just add some stippling. So it's kind of, I don't know. I can't think of what the word is. It's like tapering, you know, like when we use graphite, right? We make a nice gradient. Well, here we could make a gradient with the stippling. So when you have, like I said, an open area like this, it's like, oh, well, where do I stop? How do I stop? Well, that's one way. You know, you just go up a certain distance, and then it's just dots. You know, like this one, we could fill in the whole thing. I could have put an extra little teeny one in there, couldn't I? Yep, I could. But I didn't. So it's just fun. Could even, you know, leave it a little bit ragged at the edge there too. Like that ish. And it just makes it pop. Like we use that this idea in tipple number 1. You know, usually when we put orbs in, we recommend filling in the little gaps or interstices. And this, you know, like I said, same thing. It's just neat. Makes it pop. I like it. All right. And that's all there is to it. And it is really, really nice to have tangles like this where you could fit it into any spot that you want. I mean, you could, make this wider. This could be your border if you wanted to. It could work as that. All right, I am going to do what I love to do on the seed shapes, which is to put a little bit of graphite on either side. And as I mentioned before, you don't have to do shading if you don't want to. It does add a nice extra bit of dimension, though, that is for sure. And I know I've heard Rick and Maria talk about as they were creating the Zentangle method, and they didn't have shading in there right away, but something was missing, and they weren't sure what. They viewed the tangles themselves as kind of the colors, if you will, and thinking about the different densities, I guess, if that makes sense, in the patterns. And that was kind of serving as colors. But then they, just something was missing. And then they decided to add a little bit of graphite. And that was it. Well, I should have done half without putting the little marks in. But you can see with using the Tortillion, it just adds that little bit of something. And I drew these rather narrow. Of course, I mean, you can have so much fun with that. You could, let's see, looking at the sample, oh, she has one that she filled in both sides. So that's interesting. Actually, there's no line in the middle. It's just more seed shapes. But yeah, take a look. Get ideas. I mean, you could put some orbs in there. You could put anything else in there that you want. Oops. And these, I do like to, bring in the graphite to the center, a third-ish of the way. Well, sometimes it just depends on how small. But as long as you have a little bit of that natural tile color in there, so, and I say that in case you're using a different, some color, that a little bit is showing, so that way you get the bendiness of it. There we go. All right. That's just cool. I looked at it and I was like, And I looked at it again, because this is a recent release from Tangle Patterns. If you've not subscribed over there, I highly recommend it. But yeah, I just kept looking at it, and I was hesitating because I'm like, oh, randomness. But it, if if you have a challenge with it as well, this one, there's one called Munchin, where you start off with just spattering dots around your page, and then that kind of guides. And so these kind of tangles are a real help. We just practice them, and just to get our heads around it. For me, it's like, I don't know that it's ever going to be comfortable, but if I can find ways to do it so it's so it's enjoyable while I'm doing it, and then it's like, okay, that's enough of that, then it's helpful. All right, well, I hope that you've enjoyed this. If you have, please click on the like button. And if you liked it enough to see more, would love to have you be a subscriber to the channel. As I mentioned in the description section, you will find links to the step outs. And I always do my own version and then link to the creator of the tangle. And then below that is my link tree. So if you enjoy, if you've enjoyed this, if you enjoy my videos and want to connect, all of my social media is on the link tree. Links to where I post classes, and I do teach twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. I do 2 sessions on both of those days. A lot are free. Thursday is free, and then there's the third Tuesday of the month, and that is Tough Tangle Tuesday. That one is also free. The other ones do have a fee to them, and they're a little bit longer, but all the information is there. Oh, we also have a Tangle Addicts community group on Facebook, so if you happen to be there and want to join us, click that link, answer the 4 questions, and then you are in. And let's see, I think that's it. Yeah. So again, really, really neat tangle. Thank you again so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.